Hey, good day, guys. Let me go ahead and let some more of these people in. All right, I'm gonna drop this down here below. You can use it now or use it later. I'm actually going to be starting to do a lot of videos, just explainer videos, little 5-minute videos, 10-minute videos, audits through the week like I usually do. But just explainer videos like how to get Google guaranteed ads, how to delete an account, how to edit, website whenever, or edit your website on your GMB listing when it won't let you do it from the back end, stuff like that. So there's this form. If you have any of these questions that you want to see me do, let's say during the week on a regular basis, I'm going to drop it right here. Just use that form, and at any time you have a question that I don't answer here, okay, live in the classes, just drop it in there and then I will answer them during the week, because I'm going to be doing at least 14 videos or more per week. So all right, so it's going to be Q&A. Once again, like I told you guys, all this week is Q&A, Q&A, Q&A. Let me go ahead, and if you have any questions, no matter what it is, just feel free to drop it in. Yeah, Patrick, I saw it. I will get that over to you regarding the information or educational purposes only link. I'll get that over to you as soon as I can. If you have any support tickets or anything, once again, go to rankfortress.com, and then on the top right hand side you'll see it where it says support, and you just click on that button and I'll show y'all once again. I just try to reiterate some of this stuff because sometimes I get asked this over and over again, but you go rankfortress.com and go to support, and then you set, if you already have login access, you can log in. But if you don't, you just hit submit a ticket. You have a question specifically for me that no one else can answer, or it's a private question to William, sales department, GMB issues, client issues, SEO courses, ranking, all these different issues, okay? They are coming out with an update in regards to location page. We're just working on it. It's a lot of work. They did get a lot of the WordPress Amplify installs done, schemas done, but we're actually updating schema once again. So if you have any questions regarding that there. Some of you, and I still get this question, it may seem crazy, but I still get this question, how to log into the back end of the course. Go to rankfortressacademy.com and you log in here, hit login to Rank Fortress. And most people go, well, I hit login and I couldn't log in. Well, normally I'm already logged in, but you hit see more, and then you go log in and you hit log in. Once I hit log in, then it's going to show me the course. Okay. Just to show everybody, because I get those questions more than anything I ever talk about. So instant verification. Instant verification. Always get that question. For me, I'm going to tell you, and I've said this over and over in some of the classes. Instant verification, yes, you can do quote unquote instant verification, but to me, it's not even instant anymore, because most of the time you get to do a backdoor method. And what happens is it's going to take about 7 days of doing all the steps that are laid out to actually get an instant verification. The only instant verification category, there's a couple of them, one of which is recycling center. But even then, you're still going to have to do citations. You're still going to have the GMB site. You're still going to have to put that citations there. You're going to still have to make GMB posts. It's not instant. Problem two with instant verification, it's not a matter of if, it will come down eventually. Every time I've seen instant verification or backdoor methods, they usually come down. Your GMB will come down eventually. Maybe not all the time, but most of the time. Because Google's AI is very smart. It's not stupid. Let's see, other strategies besides paying people to use their address. What I may do is I may bring my instant verification man in and let him talk about it. And let me talk to him tonight, see if I can get him in tomorrow to talk about it, okay? I do postcard method mainly because I want my GMBs to stick. I can't afford for stuff to just, not be verified, be good for a year and then disappear. I can't afford it. But I have a quasi-dumb question. My search console hasn't updated in 62 hours. They actually posted, they are going through, there's a Google GMB update. Okay, besides the update, there is a glitch in the system, which I have seen. And yes, they're being delayed. The other thing that's happening right now, there are some instances where you're making a GMB post. And we noticed this with one of our clients because they assumed we weren't posting. We do the post 5 days a week and they're not showing live because right now GMB is going through an update. And then some of our GMB it's not saying rejected. It's not saying any of that. It's not rejecting it like if it was rejected. It's just literally showing it in the back end of the post, but on the front end, it's not showing it because right now there's going through some updates. So yeah, those delays can and do happen. Reviews, posts, edits. Peter, an absolute newbie, which course should we start with first? GMB Reloaded. GMB Reloaded. GMB Mastermind was the first one I ever did. With that one, I go through everything. I have TT, Cloud Stacks, G Stacks, a little bit of everything. I actually prefer the second course that I did, which we took the, if you will, sod installer who didn't have a site, and I was able to go, okay, I'm going to structure the site with content, everything the way I would do it. And then we ranked him within 3 weeks. He was already in the top 10. By week 5, he was dominating the 3-pack in, I believe, a 25-mile radius. Last I checked, at least. That was about a week ago. So I would start with Reloaded. And then if you want to go back to Mastermind. With Reloaded, we didn't do some of the things we did in Mastermind because the way we run these is we do what it takes to get you ranked to the 3-pack. If that means I don't have to do any backlinks, I'm not going to complain. So also, if you wanted more information, let's say CTR manipulation, we do go through that some in GMB Reloaded. We do go through that specifically. If you're GMB Pro, you just go through the CTR Mastermind too. But CTR is not something you necessarily should even be touching until you get your foundational stuff done. Bambi, Peter said, I would suggest GMB Reloaded. Yep. And like always, why do we run these about every, literally I'll run this about every 6 weeks. Run it for 6 weeks, take a break, run it for 6 weeks, take a break. It's because Google changes their algorithm so damn often, things change. Conversion AI. So I'll show y'all some stuff. I was actually doing this with a client yesterday, which was really cool. And I'll even show y'all some, other stuff, but let's go to Conversion AI. If you don't have Conversion AI and you want it, I am an affiliate. I do have an affiliate link and I would appreciate you using it, but you don't have to. Just, I would tell you use Conversion AI regardless because it's just awesome. Conversion AI. So what can I use this for regarding GMB? So first thing, let's say you have a review and you need to respond to that review, but you don't know how can I respond to this review. Okay, I'm going to pull it up real quick. Okay, let's go to, just out of curiosity, let's go to get an Orlando roofer, and I'm going to get some reviews so I could show you this. So let's say the name of your company is Janie Roofing. We're going to go over here, go to review responder, grab the template review responder, right? Name of the company, Janie Roofing. I'm going to grab one of their reviews, and you're like, I don't know how to respond to this person, but I want to respond with a really good review. 5-star review. I'm putting in all the information from the review, right? I put in even their review, and then I hit generate AI content, and the AI will generate the content based upon the reviewer name, your company name, and the customer's review. Like this one, thank you for your review, Rick. We're glad to hear that you had such a positive experience with Janie Roofing. We take pride in the fact that our team is so responsive, communicative. So it gives you a really good review response. Instead of me having to sit here and write an actual authentic review and then it looks like crap, or you write into it if you're a writer block and you don't know what the hell to write. So that's one good aspect of this, right? Then let's say I wanted to come up with an idea for GMB posts. I go to Google. Let's say it's even ads. You got ad headlines, ad descriptions, but GMB posts. Okay, let's say a what's new post, right? Let's go to Janie, this one I'm working on right now, or this line I'm at. All right, so let's go up here. I'm on their website. Just give me a second. And I'm going to grab some information on their website about residential roofing, right? And I'm just telling them about the business update. And then this is Janie Roofing. Or you could even, you just put this little bit of information in from the website and then hit generate AI content. AI is going to generate a GMB post, if you will, for you regarding a business announcement. Janie Roofing here to help you with your residential commercial roof. We provide service all over Florida. We specialize in flat roofs, metal roofs, vinyl siding. Costs a day for blah, 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 blah. Right? And then you just change out the phone numbers, address if you need to. Right? That's another aspect. Then we can also do an event post. We can do a product description. So on your GMB, whenever you're filling in products, you can actually do the same thing. Pull the product description here. I personally do not use conversion AI for my services, or my products, just due to the fact that when I am making my product on my GMB, I want it to reflect whatever's on my website. Okay, or mirror. I don't want it to be different, something that conversion AI wrote up. That's just personally me. Now, if you go to SEO over here, you can also create blog post title, meta descriptions, your homepage meta description, product meta descriptions, service page and meta descriptions. Those are a bunch of different things that you can actually do with, if you will, conversion AI anymore. Conversion AI is really, really good for, besides that, then I'll also, in one of the other videos in Reloaded, I give you a template. For example, one of the things I go over in conversion AI is a lot of people are like, well, how do I write a blog post, right? Let's say how I normally do it, and I go over this all the time, but let's go blog post topic idea. And I go, Janie Roofing is the name of my company, right? And I go, okay, what's my description? My description is about, residential roofing, right? And then our audience is in Orlando. Let's just change this. And then I'm going to remove this and go generate AI content, right? And it's going to come up with some blog post ideas, right? So insurance claims 101, right? Or 5 times, this is a good one right here. 5 signs it's time for a new roof. So now I got my title. Next thing I'm going to use this for, I'm going to go to, if you will, a blog post outline. In other words, these are the subjects I'm going to cover within this blog post topic. Right, my blog post topic is 5 signs it's time for a new roof. And then it's going to spit out, blog post outline, and that's going to be the basis, if you will, of my guts of my blog. And then 2 last things I'll do is an intro paragraph and an outro. An intro, outro. So you do your blog post title, your intro paragraph, your blog post outline, and then you'll use your outro. With that information, you can get 1,500 words of content easy, right? Think of it this way. Even if I had 10 topics I was going to cover in this article, I write 100 words on each of them, I'll have 1,500 words easy. The outro and everything is, is a conclusion paragraph, and then the intro is this one. So you could literally create an intro paragraph. This is going to be my topic is 5 signs. My audience is American, informative, and generate AI content. And it's going to now generate an intro paragraph regarding 5 signs it's time to change your roof, right? This is your intro. And then you do the same thing with your outro or your conclusion. All right. And then you got 1,500 words, and that's what we use it for. We use that to create the blog post. And then from that, the blog post, we go create the YouTube stack. If you haven't taken the YouTube class, it's a really, really important one. And then from the YouTube, create the YouTube video, embed it on the blog post, because what will happen is when you have the video on there, it reduces your bounce rate on your website and increases your dwell time, both of which are good for SEO. Then once I'm done with that, I will then do a press release of that blog using Signal Genesis. And I will embed, and I go over all this already in other classes, but then I will embed that video in that press release as well, and tie it as well to my blog, as well as to a GMB post. And I will hot link images from my GMB into my press release and into my blogs. Hot linking simply means going to a GMB post, right clicking, copy, go to your blog or go to your press release and hit Control V and insert the image into the blog post or the press release. And it is then tied back to your GMB CID. Okay. So all that I just gave you is actually covered in other classes. So if you want details, go through the classes. Also, some good news for y'all. So GMB, Make Money with Virtual Assistants, that course is beginning mid-October. I have 20 plus standard operating procedures, all of which will be included with the GMB Pros. If you're not in a GMB Pro, that class alone is worth it. Okay. Those SOPs are going to cover anything from how to find a VA, how to find a project manager, backlinking, GMB posts, social media management, lead generation, all of it. So basically I'm giving you, if you don't have an agency, here's how to start an agency and here's how to run with it. The woman that's actually, one of the people's going to be coming on and helping me, if you don't know her, is Becca Martin. She currently, I believe, resides in Australia, but she travels a lot, Thailand and stuff like that. But she runs a very profitable, big VA agency over here in the Philippines as well. So she'll be on, and she's going to be on out of the class will run for 6 weeks, and then she'll be on 1 day a week. I'll be on 1 day a week, and then my own project manager is going to be on 1 day a week. So y'all get to see how he flows, and then how I flow, and then how she flows. But So that should be good for everybody too. So that will be starting mid-October. I'll be making a post about it soon. Let me see here. And I can even tell you a little bit, since y'all are here, I'll tell you a little bit about her if you don't know. Becca, she's basically, they call her the delegation queen. She's an entrepreneur, social media marketer with a penchant for speed and productivity, just pretty much like me. She runs her own company. It's called the Speed Up Company. She outsources virtual professionals, helps others do the same. You know, content creator, outsourcing. She loves helping people and helping them scale their businesses. The only way you're ever, in my humble opinion, going to build scale is with virtual assistants. Scaling simply means growing really fucking fast. To put it down. There's a difference between, let's say, having 20 clients, 40 clients, 80 clients, 160, 320, 640, over 1,000. It's more and more headaches, more and more processes that you have to have. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go through some of this. Some more questions. How does one get started with their own marketing agency? I would go through, if it was me, I would tell you, you know, I'm actually counseling someone with this right now. And it's, you know, one of the things I guess I would ask you, why do you want to start an agency? You know, until I know that, I'm not really going to be able to, quote unquote, help you per se. I can tell you it's pretty simple to start an agency. I mean, as long as you follow the steps. I go over and scale your agency with William. And basically, I show you, this is how I did my agency. This is how I started. This is how I grew very fast. If I tell you, it'll be like, it's not that simple, but it's exactly that simple. Now, once you actually get the work coming in, are you going to outsource it? And I would tell you, if you're not outsourcing it, you're not going to make nearly as much money if you don't outsource it, because you're going to have a lot of overhead. Hiring someone to do SEO costing, let's say 40, 50,000 a year in the States versus for 40 or 50,000 a year in the Philippines, I can get probably, let's just say 10 people versus one. Okay. So I could scale much faster. Now with an agency, I go over it, but here's the bread and butter, and I'll go through this and show you. Right? You want to optimize your profile just like this. When I click on it, anybody clicks on it, takes them to my lead magnet. My lead magnet's this right here. Become a GMB Pro. If you were to click on this, it takes you to ThriveCart. Click on this, it takes you to an audit consultation. Click on this, it takes you if you want an interview with me or a podcast. Click on this, this gives you a free toolkit. Click on this, you can join the masterclass. Once again, goes to a product that they can buy, right? Now, when I come down to my profile, it's once again here. I've optimized my profile. I got a link to my offer, hook story offer, hook story offer. I learned most of everything I learned in marketing from Russell Brunson. You know, if you want to know who I listen to, Russell Brunson, Perry Belcher, you know, all them guys, 2 Comma Club Award people. I don't listen to, for the most part, when it comes to marketing, I don't listen to any SEO people. It's a totally different, you know, game. If you go through my entire feed, it's nothing but, you'll see me post some, you know, personal stuff, but overall it's business, you know, teamwork, mindset, memes, stuff like that. I don't really post a lot of personal stuff. I'll post motivational stuff. You know, I'll post wins. Okay. After that, I would tell you, take the top 5 Google My Business groups, one of which is mine, one of which I've told Scale Agency. Y'all can go in there, go live, offer value. I just don't want to see, hey, come inbox. Hey, I can help you with that, but not actually giving value, not actually helping people. Go in there and actually help people. So what I did, and this is how I got, and I'll go over the story, but this is how I got my first 30, 40 clients. I'd go in here and I'd look for questions. He has this question right here. What's the best way to get service area GMBs approved without an address? Right? And you go in here and answer the question. Right? This one. Hey, I have a question. I already answered that one. This guy has a question. I answer. What's going to happen because of social dynamics, and this is just the fact of science, people are naturally inquisitive. So they're going to go, who's this Nick McEllion person that commented? And they're going to click on Nick's name. And then they're going to come to Nick's page. Is Nick's profile optimized? No. Do I even know what Nick does? No. Am I probably going to look at more of Nick's stuff? No. But if it was, I would then go, let me friend him, and then let me look at his profile, and then I see his offer. You know, that's how I literally, and I'll give you the short story of it. But when I came from America to the Philippines, I had an agency in America. I had about 10 clients. 2 of which were my largest clients. This is the number one reason why in Scale Your Agency, I teach how to grow your agency and not just relying on one source of income, because I've done that shit. It's not a good place to be. Okay. I was in America, had 2 really big clients that paid me between the 2, probably $6 grand. Okay. I was living in Paw Paw, West Virginia. Go look it up. It's in Hampshire County, poorest county in all of West Virginia. Good place to live if you got money. Terrible place to live if you broke. Both clients same week quit. One of which I'd been with for 6 years. So says I can no longer afford you, replace me with someone cheaper for $7, $8 an hour. This is where I got most of my medical experience from. He's supposedly, you're like a brother to me. I'm still good friends with a guy, but it's like, dude, you fired me. I'm in West Virginia, Paw Paw, West Virginia, ain't got shit to back up, you know. And then I have 3 vehicles, 3 car payments, house payment, all the shit. And already spent $8,000 on plane trip tickets to come to the Philippines. What am I going to do? A, I get depressed. You know, B, I get, I was suicidal. I could go through the whole thing, but I'm like, what am I going to do? Well, fuck it. I'm going to the Philippines. I already bought the plane trip tickets and they're non-refundable. So I come to the Philippines. My mother-in-law goes, this is why I adore. She's like, why are you worried? You have a house here. It's just a block house. I actually go over this in agency class. So you actually get my whole story, but it's just a little block house, about 1,300 square feet. You know, no air con, rats. I mean, I could go through the whole damn thing because it's an open house. So it's just a place pretty much to sleep. But we then also have a vehicle. It only gets us from point A to point B. You've seen these in the States or wherever you're at, piece of junk. But I ain't got a car payment. I got a vehicle. I got a place to stay. So my mother-in-law's like, why worry? You're on a farm, you got food, electric, water, everything you need. So I called my friend up, Ralph, and he's my mentor and one of my mentors. And he goes, okay, I'll ship it all to you. He ships all my stuff to me. I'm over here. My daughter winds up meeting someone. He's in the government. She gets married to him. We start a laundry shop. I used to literally go from house to house picking up dirty laundry for $1. Okay. And then I would bring that dirty laundry back, and me and my wife would stay up to sometimes 3, 4 a.m. in the morning washing someone else's dirty laundry. Then I would take that dirty laundry and deliver it. Okay. And then I actually went over this in there as well. I was sleeping at one point. I had 4 clients or so left, and I was doing their work at night during East Coast Standard Time. From 11 p.m. usually to about 7 a.m. my time on Pacific Coast time, right? I had one guy I met while I was out recruit in one of the SEOs, and someone said, looking for an SEO. And I said, shit, let me try. I message him. He's Filipino. He hires me for $800 a month for 40 hours a month. Okay. And so that's what I did to quote unquote survive. When we were making in the laundry shop, when we made $100 a day, we thought we were like, you know, we were living high on the hog. We were doing good. And with the laundry shop, if we made after, you know, all the expenses, everything after all that $300 a month, we were blessed. From that, I had my guy that I was actually doing work for. He said, why don't you start your own agency? You've got like 20 years experience. And I was like, because I don't want to. And running an agency is a pain in the ass. Everybody goes, it's wonderful. It's so easy. It's residual money, but it's a lot of work. Okay. So through that method, what I was telling you about going into and answering questions, I got up to 30 clients in 2 months. So I know what I do works. I know if you follow the system, it works. If you ask my mentee, Jason, he was working with me. We worked together. I've known him for 2 months. I took him by the hand, and in 2 weeks, he made 15,000 almost. Another one, Mike Thorpe. Another system I use now is called IVRs, or call drops. Mike Thorpe, for 6 months, was spinning his wheels, was not able to quote unquote get clients. Nothing was working. He does a call drop like me and Kevin teach, and he got a $1,500 client same day. Later that week, he had signed up 3 more clients. So we go over all that and scale your agency. So if you were wanting to start an agency, I would tell you to start with that. I would not tell you to start with Reloaded if you're wanting to start an agency. You know, in my agency course, there are a couple of questions I ask you, and I'll move on to some other ones. Is what do you want? When do you want it? What are you willing to do to get it? And what are you willing to give up? Okay. And then what is your why? A lot of that in that course, I get very, very personal. Okay. So you may want to go watch it. Okay. Let's see. Just for my own info, how do you know if someone is a legit agency? I mean, to me, define legit. Legit to me means, are they getting results? That's all I care about. I don't care about, are they in Russia, Uzbekistan, Philippines, or America? Are you getting results? If they're getting results, they're legit. So that's just me. Let's see. Lead X, I have a GMB that's not shown up for 8 weeks. You know who to talk to on that one, Graham. Jason. I'm going to try to bring him in here. Susie, hello, Susie. I believe we got an appointment later on today too, Susie. Also tonight, it's my time tonight. So if you're on East Coast, you'll be up, but it'll be 7 a.m. your time. If you're Pacific or any other time, you won't be up. But I'm also probably once again going to be going over my story on Kirk's channel. Kirk is a local Filipino here, and he runs a pretty good show as well. It's a growing SEO community, specifically e-commerce SEO is what he does. All right, let's see here. I have someone, Carl says, I have someone wanting me to cite them in my blogs. I told her I wanted to be mentioned on hers as well. She wants me to cite hers on the post. Okay, so I'll get a lot of times, you'll get these emails where someone says, hey, I seen your blog, looks great and fantastic, and I would love if you had included our information or a blog of ours on your site. Fantastic. I want to check out their site and see if it's in my same niche or about my same city or geocentric location. Okay. Now, once I know that, then I'm going to find out, well, are you going to be able to put my link on your website? Because I'm not just about giving you all your links and everything you want. You're going to put my link on your shit too. Okay. That's a big one, Carl. Don, how to bury bad reviews. Me and Chris Palmer went over that. If you've missed his class, you can still register for it. Okay. If you need the link to that, I can give that to you, but just submit a support ticket and then I'll give that to you. But Chris Palmer, went over that in the class we did together. And he talked about how to bury bad reviews, and you can also use it for the exact opposite as well. I'm not going to go over that, but you can use it for both. Susie, question, site audit. Why do I need my competitors' GCID for? Just because, I mean, I pull everything. I want to see everything they're doing. See what category, the GCID is what category are they using versus what category are you using. GCID is just a fancy way of saying what's their, what's their category. It's their ID, okay? Patrick, GMB Pro is a super deal. I appreciate that, Patrick. Adan, should we get reviews from national and international customers, also in addition to local area customers for businesses with local, national? Yes, if you're doing local, national, international, yeah, that's not a problem. If you're only doing local, then that's a problem. Same reason why if you go to Micro Workers or any of these other places that sell, if you will, clicks or searches for CTR manipulation, it's not going to work for local unless you can get local traffic. And then you have to go, how are you going to determine if a Micro Worker is local? I need to know that you live in Orlando. Send me a screenshot of your driver's license, then go and do this search. I mean, you're going to have to, there's steps you're going to have to follow. And it's, instead of me getting 500 people to do a search, I get one. It's not very effective to do it for that way. Now, for other things, it is very effective. Brand search, it's very effective. YouTube, it's very effective. But if you do things the way that we went over in the YouTube course, you don't need CTR or Micro Workers. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. Is there someone like me that teaches you Facebook ads? Maybe I'm not going to do that this year, but maybe if we get enough interest, I have someone that can do it. All right. I have someone that I'm actually going to start running Facebook ads and YouTube ads and stuff like that. Dan says, biggest pain in the ass, great business if you can handle clients' emotions. That is absolutely correct, because the biggest problem I personally feel that comes with running a business that 99% of people do not have is mindset. It's absolutely mindset. I know that's so cliche to say it, but it is a fact. Most people do not have the huevos to do what it takes to run a business. What are you going to do? I have a lot of people that will come to me and say, well, this client did this. What do I do? This client says this. What do I do? I've given people $5,000 refund back because I don't want to deal with your fucking attitude because you have an attitude about whatever. Or within the first week, they're already, causing issues. And it's like, nope, not worth it. I know I generally can tell within the week to 2 weeks if you're going to be a good client and you're going to rely on us, or if you think you're a know-it-all and going to tell us everything we should do under the sun and be a pain in the butt. So that's not the type of client you want. And I would tell you immediately, if you get clients that wind up being a pain in your ass, don't try to think how you can save them. Just get rid of them. Unless you're just a sucky ass SEO and you're not, and what they're saying is true, then that's different. Fix it. But if what they're saying is just, it could be anything. I mean, it could be anything from, I don't like the way this blog is structured, or I believe we should use a red button instead of a white button. I mean, it could be anything. Dan, if I use my VAs for non-voice service, can they handle anything SEO and GMB? Yes. All my VAs are trained when it comes to SEO, my GMB, on-page, web design edits, stuff like that. That's how I only train them on that shit. Now, Becca, if you come in 2 weeks when we do the VA class, she gets, if you told, for example, she handles my call center, because I'm actually developing the call center for my own lead generation that I'm doing. And what happens is she'll go out, she'll find someone like a headhunter in the States and develop them. and then give them to me, and then I train them on what I want them to do and how I want them to do stuff, and then they work for me and not for her. So, but in 2 weeks she'll be on. So Bambi, do we have to pay to see the Very Bad Reviews course? Yes, it is not my course. Anything that is not mine, you have to pay for. When you're a GMB Pro, you get anything and everything I ever make. If it's a plugin, you get it for free. If it's a new course, you get it for free. But if I bring someone in like Chris and that's his course, you got to pay for it. And it's worth every fucking penny. I think he actually has, it was 126 and now it's on sale. I believe, I'll look at it real quick. I believe it's on sale for like $80 or something, I want to say. Where are you at? Here we go, Chris. It's $107. It was like 100 and something else. So about 107 bucks, and you get video training and everything. I think it's absolutely worth it. If you want the link to get it, I can give you my link and you can get it that way as well. Let's see what else we got. Will we get the complete SOP for ranking local GMBs and websites at the end of this course? So, Simple Pro Solutions, and because I get this question quite often, if there's a spreadsheet, and I'm talking about, let's say, how to audit a GMB inside of, let me go into inside of Rank Fortress Academy, it will be in that lesson. At the very beginning of the course as well, you'll see where I literally give you a bunch of different spreadsheets and SOPs. The spreadsheets are my SOPs. Okay, now when I come out with this other, with the VA course, I'm actually going to have, this is SOP for lead generation, this is a SOP for social media management, this is a SOP for link building, and it's literally, I'm creating a, if you will, standard operating procedure vault, where if you say, hey, Bill, I need link building, I'm going to tell you, go to the vault and you can go there and grab it. You know, so if you were to look at here, you go, this is my tool list. Here's my audio files. Here's my GMB process. Here's the form. And I go through it every time. Like, let's see, let's go to here. Like keyword research and GMB structure. If I click on this, I give you how I use it, what I'm doing. This is my SOP, right? And I go, this is everything I use. Then if you want us to ever do it for you and you don't want to do it, then I have the done for you stuff. Let's see if we go to the next lesson. Some of these will have them like this, okay? This is about press releases, done for you press releases if you want to purchase it. And then here's a SOP to do your own press releases. So in every lesson, almost every lesson, you're going to see, if I have a SOP, it will be down below the video. Here's Kevin when he comes in talking about IVRs and stuff. Here's the SOP, the presentation, if you will. Here's the tool if you want it. Now we go to the, on Friday, and Friday is Ask Me Anything. Then this next one is going to be on Monday, and here you go, done for you keyword research. Download the buyer intent keyword sheet. This is a SOP. Download the content SOP and tool sheet. So in every single lesson, if there's a SOP, it's going to be in that lesson. Right now, there's no quote unquote vault, but by the time I'm done with everything, everything will be in a vault from our SOPs. Okay. And then what will happen is that will be with GMB Pros. So let's see, go through some more of these questions here. Yesterday, I thought I heard you say vision. No, it's conversion AI. I don't use nothing called vision AI. I've never, it might exist. I don't know. Vision AI. I think I know what you're talking about now. You're talking about vision. I know what you're talking about. It's Google's image AI is probably what you're talking about. I mentioned Google's image AI to take an image. Give me 1 second and I'll show you. It's called Cloud Vision. It's where I can take an image, drop it in, and Google will tell me what words it sees in the images and what each thing represents. And it's a really good way, for example, when we're doing image SEO, to pull in images and put in and do some, if you will, text overlays, and then test it to see if it's pulling the text that you put in associated with it. Okay. Let's see, Simple Pro Solutions, check out Williams free in the GMB toolkit that is mentioned that I showed y'all there as well. I have GMB audit form, the 10 steps through writing a press release, buyer intent spreadsheet, the GMB audit form, the GMB post SOP, the GMB for video rankings, the GMB audit process, the GMB categories. I probably got a good 50 different SOPs in here. One of the spreadsheets alone has probably 10 SOPs all in one spreadsheet. Okay. Let's see here. GMB pros get the YouTube domination map. Yes, you just have to. If you're a GMB pro and you do not have access to something, you need to submit a support ticket, and then I'll get it over to you. Okay, do you know of a good app to modify geodata and keywords for images? We actually went over this. This was, I believe, it's GeoImager, GeoImgr.com is what I use, and I'll drop that in there as well. The only thing I'll optimize photos, like I said before, with latitude and longitude to use that and image data on other websites. But if you're doing it on Google My Business, you're wasting your time. But that being said, that's just my humble opinion. But I would definitely do it on other websites or on properties I own. Let me know. I'm at the end of the questions, so let me know if you have any other questions, and I will answer them, because we got about 10 more minutes, okay? You know, as I'm just going through these lessons to show y'all. So like this one, download Williams SEO checklist. This is another SOP. Local Viking. I no longer support Local Viking. You can support Local Viking if you want. This is Hawk Coast. If you want to use Hawk Coast, Squirrely SEO, that's another good one. I don't really use Rank Math too much. This is Kevin Sewell. He has a post scheduler. I mean, let me go to next Monday. Then this is Friday, Ask Me Anything. And then this toolkit right here, all the tools I mentioned, I list them out for you. Nitro Pack. That's a really good one for SEO, page speed. All right, so let's see here. How does Signal Genesis work? Well, first thing with Signal Genesis, if you don't have, let's go here real quick. See if I can log in and I'll show you guys. So let's say I don't have an entity, or I don't have a, I don't have anything. You can have them write it for you or not. But if I don't have a company already listed in here, I have to add the entity. When I add the entity, I have to enter in all this data, all this information. You want to fill in your social media handles, every last bit of it, your logo, correct name, address, phone number, correct email, right? And then whenever I create a, press release, it's rather simple. I mean, we've went over this in another one, but you just hit create it from scratch. You choose your company. Let's say Rank Fortress, right? If I had these filled out, I'd choose them, continue. Then you go in here. So kind of what you see is what you get, or GUI platform. It's going to warn you if you're not filling it out right. It won't let you go past it if you're not filling it out right. So you go in here and fill it all out. And I went over this in another class. I don't really have time to actually do it, because when I do it, I'm using, YouTube, I'm using GCID, I'm using hot links, I'm doing a bunch of different things. But also, that being said, if you go to any one of the lessons in here, Lane has been, generous enough to give y'all 10 steps to ranking anything SOP, the standard operating procedure with Signal Genesis. And if you have the Google Drive or you have the GMB toolkit, I have that in here as well. Right, and he goes through it step by step and even gives you videos on how to do it. All right. What are the main differences between rank and rent sites and my SEO client site? So the rank and rent, most rank and rents, when you hear me say it's a JK site, it's a bunch of text slapped on a home page. It's not in WordPress or anything. And it has a form on the right-hand side. Looks like crap, performs like crap most of the time, unless it's in a very low competitive niche. My sites, it's a full-blown site built in WordPress, to pass core vitals, content, backlinks. If you're one of my rank and rent partners, they don't get some things that you get in regular SEO. Like, for example, the press releases, they don't get those unless they pay for them, because of the sheer fact I have, 20 plus, rank and rent partners, all of which they get 10 websites per month. So doing 300 different, if you will, press releases for free is not going to happen. That and a couple other things, but as far as looks and SEO performance, yes. John Price, when you have a new client in a metro area you're not familiar with, is there a specific formula or method used to select prioritize city, service area, business, blah, 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 blah. There's this wonderful little thing called Google Trends, right? And this is how I do a lot of research and stuff, right? I go to Google Trends and I go, this is something cool that most people don't know. Let's say I'm a roofer, right? And I wanted to look in Orlando. This company is in Orlando. And I wanted to see, just for example, usually, let me see if no, it pulled all of Orlando. Let's pull Jacksonville, Florida, just for giggles. Nope, not going to happen. Let's pull Atlanta. Or I might do it a different way if it's not going to give it to me this way. Yeah, it's not giving it to me this way. So let's go. All right. So roofer, United States, right? And then I can choose, let's say it was in Louisiana. And I choose Louisiana. Then it tells me the breakout areas in Louisiana, which the hardest place probably going to be to rank. What's the sweet spot? Sweet spot's probably going to be Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Hardest shit going to be New Orleans, Louisiana, because it's in breakout mode. Breakout means 100 plus. Right here we see this. But let's just say I choose Shreveport, Louisiana, and that's going to be a good one to go after, right? It's telling me it's trending. Trending means that it's increasing. The searches are increasing. So I personally would go and say, okay, I need to concentrate on Shreveport, Louisiana. So if I concentrate on Shreveport, Louisiana, then I make my website, my content about Shreveport, Louisiana, right? And I go, for example, what are the neighborhoods in Shreveport, Louisiana? And it tells me all the neighborhoods in Shreveport, Louisiana. Then I create all these neighborhood pages. If I don't have my plugin, I also do these manually, right? What's Cedar Grove? It tells you here's Cedar Grove, and here's the GMB that's related to Cedar Grove, right? Another good place is Geographic, which I've mentioned before, .org, where I can get all the streets in a city. Okay. I can pull any street from any country, anywhere. If it's available, you're going to be able to pull it from geographic.org. So if I chose, let's say, Alaska, and I chose Dillingham, and I chose this one, and this is the only road in Alaska because it's out in the middle of the boonies. And if I chose Alabama, and I chose, let's go with Baldwin, and I chose Little River. Well, here's all the streets on Little River, right? And then I could tie all those streets to GMB. That's where our advanced, location pages were created. And then from that, I go, need a WordPress plugin for this. So that's why we're constantly trying to we develop the WordPress plugin, and now we're trying to improve it even more and add in different features, different languages, shit like that. All right, so Simple Pro for internal linking, I use Link Whisperer. Is there any amount to outbound and internal linking? There are people in the SEO community that would tell you, yes, you should only use, a certain amount of links, right? Well, go tell Amazon.com, go tell Wikipedia, all that horse manure, because if you look at any one of these, they got thousands of outbound links and internal links, and yet they're probably one of the highest ranking websites. So, and that's why a lot of people say, well, you don't want outbound links, you don't want too many, you only want one or two. Well, I personally on location pages will use one or two. I won't go nuts like this, but I also won't tell you it's going to hurt you. Now, I would tell you maybe you don't want to do it because you don't want to take people away from your website. That's the big one. Hurting your SEO, no. Let's see. But I use Link Whisperer for any internal linking, link structuring to pages. Let's say, for example, I'll give you another example. I actually have this, but let's say it was a service page, right? Hopefully y'all can see what I'm typing out. Let me know, shake your head, Alex, if you see what I'm typing. Okay, so you have a service page. Let's call it residential. Now your whole thing is you're a residential roofer. And then you're working with Alabama, right? And then maybe you work with, you're a residential roofer in Alabama. So I got my one page, and then I got the city page, and then I got the neighborhood page, right? And then I want everything to daisy chain or internal link. Yep, I see it. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. So let me share this real quick. So this right here, let's say you have residential roofer, your roofing company, and then you have the specific city is Alabama that you're serving. And then you could drop in underneath Alabama, the neighborhood pages. And then all those neighborhood pages internal link back to Alabama. Okay. Same thing whenever, for example, let's see if I can, don't save. Let me pull up sod installation and I'll show you that as well. So same thing, for example, with sod installation, I have all my services. All of these should be daisy chained back to one another, leading to the services page. Same thing with sod. Same thing with tips and guides. Okay, let's see. Let me see what other questions we've got here. Pop open this. Let's see. If they're in Denver, I pick every single neighborhood that's in Denver. So then I do that by going to Google and saying what neighborhoods are in Google. Yeah, and right now Link Whisperer is on LTD. This neighborhood stuff in Sydney, Australia is different than US. Yes, and for example, and the reason why I know about neighborhoods and suburbs and all that shit over in Australia is because I did actually 120 fucking sites, rebuilt them for Jeff Veal, and we had to do that. So for example, let's go Brisbane suburbs. And it literally lists out all the damn Brisbane suburbs that you have. And you have to create hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these, especially in Australia. So let's go Brisbane, like this right here. Kangaroo Point's a city in Australia, all this information. Brisbane neighborhoods, just to show you how it comes up a little bit different. So you have suburbs and then you have neighborhoods, and you have to break that all down. It's a lot different in, if you will, Australia. Yeah, they work just like cities. Yeah, Link Whispers on an LTD, I believe, at the moment. Any other questions? We're going to be getting off here, and then I will be back again tomorrow. Like I said, if you have any whatsoever topics or anything you want to cover, here's the link. Fill that out, drop it in. And even if I don't cover it during class, I'm going to be covering all types of subjects out of class on my weekly lives. Basically things, give you an example, would be like Google My Business ads, how to add a Google My Business logo, how to add a user, how to grant access to Google My Business app, how to do Google My Business citations, how to do Google My Business backlinks, how to daisy chain GMB posts. I'm going to be covering all types of shit. So literally we're going to probably do, you know, at least 14 videos is what I'm trying to do per week, 2 a day, every day. So, all right, I appreciate it, Carl. Appreciate everybody. And if you have no further questions, I will see you again. Make sure you fill out the form. If you have any questions directly for me, to go to rankfortress.com, go to support, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Y'all be blessed. Thank you guys. Y'all have a great day.